Thank you, Kuliki, for welcoming and opening this workshop session. Thank you very much for the organizer from Let's Do It Germany, Let's Do It Indonesia, and also Let's Do It Estonia. Welcome to the workshop for the Making Sustainable Waste Solutions Sexier by promoting climate tech startup ecosystem. So, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening for all of you in here who has joined us. In here, you can say hi maybe first. You can say, where are you from? I see here from Kyrgyzstan. Hello, Kyrgyzstan. How are you? And then I also see that is from Germany. Should I say Guten Morgen? Hi, Kyrgyzstan. I hope you're doing well there. And then we have other else. Thank you for joining us. Yeah. And then hopefully we can share anything that you need to know, especially about climate tech startup in Indonesia or in other country. We can also share each other best practice. If you have any experience in climate tech startup ecosystem or startup basically, and you can also share it to us. And then we have also Indonesia here. Denisha, hello. And also from Albania, Lutzim. Thank you very much for having us in here. And before we start the workshop, I would like to say thank you. Thanks the high appreciation for the organizer, because as last night we just opened the Let's Do It World Conference. It's unfortunately we cannot meet each other like it used to be. Like last year we met in the Estonia, but even though because of that we can meet all around people around the world to the workshop, to the session, and then we can get more people to involve in the conference. So thank you very much for that. So Kuliki also part of the organizer. Thank you very much. And then so let's start. Let's start the workshop while we are waiting for the other to coming. So this is the title: Making Sustainable Waste Solutions Sexier. Sexier by promoting climate tech startup ecosystem. So we start from introduce ourselves. So here we are, the speaker, me. I'm Andreas Pandu Wirawan. You can call me Pandu. And we have the CEO of Impact Team, also Jonathan Davy in here. And we have also the rest of the team also joining this workshop today. We have the CTO Julio, we have Denisa as the strategic partnership, and Ratna Ningrum as the communication and organizational. So the first is I'm also beside having this impact team consultancy. I'm also part of Let's Do It Indonesia. I've been joining of this network since 2014. So quite long time ago, and then that's the first time I learned and I know about waste problems, waste issue, and then I grew up with Let's Do It along with Agustina. I helped Agustina as co-leader last year, and mostly I also help Let's Do It and World Clean Up Day Indonesia as the partnership. So here we are. But in today's session, it will be only me, and also Jonathan will present the workshop. So this is about the impact team. So we are the one-stop consultancy to help startup and organization working in SDG space growth, their profit, scale, and impact. So actually, we just started last year. We are the baby pandemic. We are just started in the middle of last year, and then why we built impact team actually because of some friends who actually has already managed their project, manage their organization, startups, and also non-profit. They find difficulties to grow, to develop, especially when they find the obstacle during the pandemic. And then that's why we come up with the solution. We try to help them through capacity development, through community partnership and digital scalability. So we help them if they have the program but they haven't find the business solution or business model right yet. We try to help them by giving FGD, workshop, or anything that we can support them. Community and partnership, we would like to connect them to the existing resources like investors, grants, and also CSR funding, so they can connect each other, and even also to connect to other non-profit or other organization to collaborate together, make it bigger movement or bigger impact. And then we also digital scalability, as we know that we are now living in the modern society, all the things becoming technology, we all using the apps, and mobile phone never leave us in the ordinary activities. So that's why we also focus on digital scalability. We managed a 6 project last year and raise fund and some pipeline of partners. So how do we work? Actually, impact team working in here is like a tree. So as we understand the concept of sustainability, to focus on 3 points, 3 pillars, like we have to build the profit, making the profit. We also have to engage or help the people or society, and we also have to have concern to the planet. So that's the basic concept of sustainability. Because of that, we try to build an ecosystem in here in the middle to connect, like what I told you before, like about other aspiring entrepreneurs or existing nonprofits that actually has already in their vision clearly, they want to create impact, but they find many difficulties in access to resources, and we need them to de-risking the challenge, because as we know that the market and the situation is not really helpful for them who concern in impact, like you guys and that also are already working in waste solution. Actually, it's quite difficult, right? So make it being an entrepreneur is already difficult. Being an entrepreneur in environmental issues, it's completely times to many things, many times difficulties. So that's why we are here to build the ecosystem, and we want to grow the impact entrepreneurship market. So now, if maybe we are really grateful that we are now in the Let's Do It network, that you guys has really amazing for years, making the awareness, build the system, build the engagement from the grassroots to the partnership to the community and the government. And now we want to create, or at least we want to penetrate to the market. We want to intervene. We want to fight together to make this the concern of the people. And then maybe if you guys having any difficulties or you have any concern and question, you can type your question in the chat box first. And if we have any occasion to answer it right away, I will answer it. Or we can go later on. We will also have the question and answer session and at the end of the sessions. And then here, why we need sustainable waste solution? Because as we know, we are now racing. This is like a racing. So we are creating the solution. Let's do it. World Clean Up Day. Bye bye plastic bag. We have also break free from plastic. We have Greenpeace. We have many organizations who create the solution in here, but the problems seems still bigger. It's 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 not equal, I guess. The competition between the problems and solution. As I can take the example, this is, we call it the season of the waste or trash season in Bali. If you ever heard about Bali, that's an island in Indonesia that's really beautiful. It's the island of the god, because they have the beautiful beaches and then really wonderful places to visit. But every year, every October until about March, they have the season where all the waste, all the plastic bags, bottles from the ocean coming to the beach. So they usually funding like this. This is the really terrible view from its months. It's actually happened since a long time ago, since 2014 or even before it. But the media covered it first time around this time, 2014. Even in the 2019, the Bali government already banned the plastic, single-use plastic in the court. And then now they cannot have just a plastic bag in the conventional store. But the problem is still there. In 2021, just last month, or not last month, still this month, earlier this year, we still find this kind of problems. The beaches still buried by plastic bag, plastic rubbish, by bottles, so many things. So yes, we already actually making many efforts, many policy, many solution, but the problem is still bigger. Why bigger? We have to understand how the world is working, the system, and that's why we are here. Want to make it sexier. Why sexier? Sexier is not literally like sexy, but usually the characteristics of sexy is grab the people attention. We want to people pay attention of the waste issue. We want to build the awareness, fully awareness. We want to everybody to take a part of this solution. We have to understand why first what the crisis, as we know, we've been like quite used to with this crisis, right? About the 12 million tons of plastic enter the marine environment every year, and then many things of crisis. We cannot only talking this crisis for 90 minutes. We need more. But in here, we also need to understand that there's also an issue about the resources in here. Like this is the 10 global the biggest industries revenue by revenue in the world. So there is a data of this 10. The first is global life and health insurance. Second is global pension funds, global oil, gas exploration, mining, of course, real estate, automobile, and other global tourism. But we cannot find anything in the top 10 is talking about impact, talking about waste solution, talking about, I don't know else, anything that want to help the earth, like maybe forestry. Like is there any industry in forestry that really helps the earth? I don't think so. But the paper pulp industry is huge. Palm oil industry is huge. If we have to compete with them, it's not comparable. We cannot be equal with them. This is too big, too huge to be fight for. It's actually quite a good example that now in the automotive, we have the electric vehicle industry, right? We have the Tesla in USA now is going to change the mindset to be sustainable one, to be supported by solar energy. So that's actually one of thing that we can duplicate for the waste solution. And then if we have the solution for this crisis and we know the resources mapping, we also have to know that there is also the issue of unemployment. There is also still unemployment rate that's quite significant in this world. Especially you can see this graphic. It seems going low for the past years, but because of the COVID-19, of course, the pandemic 2020, it's rising up again. So if we talk to the government, we cannot only talk about the solution in the perspective of society or community. It's difficult to fight the argument with them because they still need to prioritize the economic first, the job vacancy first. So we need, I think, to make it sexier for us from impacting, we have to create the market. We have to build the job opportunity. So talking about the opportunity and challenges, it's already there actually. The global market for clean technology, it's this huge number, 1.3 trillion. And then the annual market for clean technology in developing countries like Indonesia and other Asian countries, it's 640 billion USD. But then again, there's also lack of climate tech entrepreneurs. The entrepreneurs is still low, still small, really small, less than 2% compared to total startups maybe you have heard many startups, many unicorn in your country. Like in our country, the e-commerce one is really huge, really big. The mobility solution for startup is also huge, but for the impact for the climate tech is really small. There's also lack of access to risk capital and also insufficient support system. That's why in here we want to introduce you, promote you about the ecosystem to help the entrepreneurs growing the climate tech solution. So this is the trends. Maybe some of you already know this movie from the Netflix. It's called Startup. It's really happening in our country, at least in Indonesia. It's talking about how they build the startup. The Samsat Tech has, uh, firstly, they want to build the startup that only talking about the revenue, but then they find that they can be beyond that. They can help people with the blindness to build this the application to help the user. So I think we can see from that and the kind of thing how to build the ideas, the sensitivity of issues to be a solution that we can actually grow into, join the market and to have our revenue, to help people to have a job. So that kind of thing that we want to develop in here. There's also from Forbes itself, they say that there is 10 biggest business trends for 2021. Work from home, of course. Data is an asset. So if you're doing that's why I really support and really like the break free from plastic. They used to make it the brand brand audit. So there's the data there. They can sell the data. They can show the world that this is the data of this company. That's a good thing that you can implement to other things. Business model innovation, automation, and others. So this and we also have this 9th and 10th point is about the sustainability, the purpose, meaningful, and also social engagement. So as know you guys in here, I know that you guys already has the concern to help the environment, to help to decrease the impact of plastic waste, ocean plastics pollution. Actually, you have already the sustainability things or social engagement perspective in yourself. You now have to develop this 1, 2, 3 and the business model innovations, and you can connect actually with the sustainable development goals in here as the global community and the national level already concerned too. So I've been talking about the trends, I've been talking about the backbone, the issues and others. I will give it to my friend Jonathan to tell you about the startup, and stay here, stay tuned, because we will have a simulation to how build a startup. So Jody, are you ready? Jod?
Yes, thank you, Pandu. Can I share my screen instead so that yeah, it's easier for me to directly. Yeah, can you see my screen clearly?
Now
Yep.
clearly. You can make it full screen maybe?
Okay. Unfortunately, this is the
Ah,
biggest.
it's
Yeah.
okay. We can
Okay.
still
Before
see it.
before I start my session, can I try something? Um, can you guys show me how many people here can open the camera? If you can open your camera, please open your camera now. Hi, how should I call you? Gulbarhin?
Gulbarchin, yes, correct.
Okay, Gulbarchini. Okay, and Mr. Heiki. Hello.
Still mute. Heiki. Heiki.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, hello.
Hi, Mr. Heiki. And also we have Miss Anti. Hi, Miss Anti.
Hello, sir.
Hi. Is this all the people who can open the camera? Because in my session, we'll make it more interactive, and I need to know whether you guys can open the camera, or we will have to type, because we will have a pitching simulations on connecting startup and investors, and I'd like to see who can participate. I need at least 8 people to participate actually. So Mr. Ricky is here. Okay, we have 4. Do we have anyone
Hello.
else? Hi, Mr. Ricky. Good day.
Jonathan, can you move closer to the microphone? You're very, very silent.
Oh,
Oh, perfect.
is it clear now? Okay. I think I need to hold the microphone. Yeah, I was saying, can anyone else open the camera? Because this session will be a lot more interactive, and I need to know if there are at least 8 people who can help me with the sessions later on. Okay, we have Maya now. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Miss Nanti Yasni Putri. I think we need one more at least. Anyone? Okay, Denisa is here. Okay, great. Okay, the rest of you, if you want to open the camera later on, feel free. Otherwise, you can definitely ask or participate via the chat box below. Let me start my session now. So, as what my colleague Pandu has said before, he has laid out the groundwork for the importance of having a business model and economic development hand in hand with sustainability topics. And the business model that we want to focus on, zoom in on today is startup, because this is the rising disruptive innovations, and we wanted everyone who work in sustainability issue, especially in waste management, also can tap into the potential of having a startup working in sustainability. But before I continue, can anyone know or share with me what is a startup in your mind?
Me, Jonathan.
Yes, please. Who is speaking? Sorry.
Ricky speaking.
Okay. Hi.
To me, startup is a kind of a business that disruptive to or having a purpose of itself of making a solution on the problem that the company oversee and trying to look for the possible solution and creative solution, and sometimes it is disruptive to the market that currently may be stagnant or no solution being added or being created, and as presented before from your colleague, that maybe the manpower is not there, and or maybe there is no focus on there. So I think that's my brief understanding of the startup. Thanks.
Perfect, perfect, fantastic, Ricky. That's absolutely correct. Let me highlight some of the things that Ricky said. It was all about new value creations. It's all about innovations, and it's all about disrupting the status quo or the existing condition. So if you want to transform exponentially how we manage our waste management, startup can be one of the most efficient way to do that. I want to ask another question still on about startup. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between startup and small businesses? For example, a small kiosk or a restaurant or coffee shops. Can anyone guess? You can also,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
please
this
do
is
that.
Gulbarchin from Kyrgyzstan. I think that small businesses need some involvement. I mean, need some money expenses to start. But startup, they don't need money. They can do it without money, and just further time pass. They after how would say minimum when the minimum value product will be ready, they can request the money, like they can involve the investors for supporting the startup.
I see. Okay, fantastic idea. So, in your mind, small business need more investment or capital when even when they start it, but startup can start from virtually just idea, and then you can raise the money when you are building the products. Okay, fantastic idea. Anyone else?
I
Can
would,
any? Yeah.
yeah, I would say that scalability is one of the biggest differentiators. Small business being some small kiosk somewhere is just a small kiosk in the, let's say, in the center of the city. But startups that wants to disrupt and wants to be innovative and wants to call himself itself startup needs to have a easily scalable idea.
Fantastic, Heike. That's absolutely correct. Scalability is one of the most defining traits of startup. I think I will take one more definitions. Anyone can compare what are the difference between startups and small businesses? Anyone? So we have already the need for capital. We have already the scalability. Anyone else? No one? Okay. Let me share what I have in mind as a definition. But of course, everyone that have shared their opinion before are correct. All of them are correct. So startup is a way for individuals or organizations to tap into disruptive, innovative, and unvalidated business model. So usually what differentiate between startup and conventional business is the business model. For example, if you build a restaurant, you will know from beginning to end what is the restaurant will look like, how will you get the money, what is the potential projection of the revenue. But startups usually, because they come from problems, as what Mr. Ricky has said before, because they come from addressing um, critical problems that they see on the society, sometimes the business model are created after they provide the services and products so that it can fit within the problem context. Another thing is of course the scalability and business model, the growth and scalability of the business model. So for small businesses, usually uh, for service-based or small vendor um, activities or businesses, when they want to grow, they have to exponentially also grow the cost. For example, if you open a restaurant, if you want to open another restaurant to serve another 1,000 customers, you have to pay the exact, if not more, amount of capital, as what Mr. Heike and Gurbachin has said before. So the need for capital is different, and also the growth rate is also different. In startup and also scalable startup or scale up, we usually just need a very good product, and then the product, once it take off, can serve millions or even hundreds of millions of customers at the same time. Think about global company, internet company like Facebook and Google. They don't need to create different kind of Google or Facebook for each country. They just roll it out globally. That's the dreams of startup. So how do a startup grows? This is the usual steps. So as you can see in the top uh, column, there are pre-seed, seed, and series A. This is just basically explaining in a more technical term what Gulberchin has said before. Usually, when you start a startup, you don't need a heavy amount of capital, but you do need some operational um, funds to run and make the prototype of your project. It's called ideations and prototype. And this is usually called the FFF round, friends, family, and fools. Or usually it's called founders, but the running joke is that because it's so hard to make it work for a new business in the startup industry, usually they are called the madmen, or well, if they are successful, of course they are called the best entrepreneurs. But if they don't successful, they are called the madmen. And then afterward, once you have the product running and you know that your product can solve the problems that you're addressing and you find that people want to pay for it, then you can expand the solutions and raise fundings or investment for your startup. So what does startup, how does startup correlates with sustainability or waste management or impact? So in the last decades, we have seen a shift, a major shift between a traditional charity where usually this kind of activism happen, where usually people address sustainability, people address waste management, people address clean energy, or even people address social problems. Usually in the past, they use traditional charity. So they use donors, just sponsorships, or even CSR. Um, or just pure non-profit approaches. But and on the other spectrum, the traditional business focus on exponentially squeezing out profits. So the only purpose of a traditional business would be to squeeze out profit as much as they can. So profitability as much and as fast as you can, no matter the consequences. But within the last decade, there have been a shift to meet in the middle, where traditional charity slowly shift into a more revenue generating model, so that they can self-sustain the impact, and traditional business start to conduct philanthropic activities to improve their brand, to give back to the community that they have taken from, and also to help to sustain their market. So within the last decade, we have seen a new kind of entity that spurs from this, and also motored heavily by the startup community. It's called social enterprises or impact driven startup. So the difference between impact driven startup, or in this case, we can also say climate tech startup, is impact driven startup does not only care about profits, but they literally have social or environmental benefits within their solution. So their solution, when used right, directly solve social or environmental challenges. So usually what we call this is mission driven startup. And although they need to generate profit a lot, they need to have scalable business model. They don't solely rely on traditional investing, but they put impact first. So this kind of new model of startup create synergy with what my colleague has said before, Pandu said before, that business and sustainable development goals, where people, profit, and planet go hand in hand, become feasible. So, what are the examples of climate tech startup and its impact? Globally, I would like to show you the case study of Tesla. Have anyone ever heard of Tesla before? Anyone?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
Gulbacin is nodding her head. Heike is, Mr. Ricky has. I think most of us, at least in the last year, have heard Tesla. The founder of Tesla, Elon Musk, have suddenly become the richest man on earth within practically no time, and the valuation of the company have grown thousands fold. That even combined with other automotive industrial manufacturer around the world, Tesla valuation still beat their market valuations uh, way higher. But if Tesla is that profitable, and if Tesla is so high in its valuations, does it mean that they are definitely traditional business? I think Tesla has proven that that is not the case, because they provide a yearly annual report on their impact. So they provide impact reporting, and this is just one of the indicators that I screenshot from their report. So the average life cycle emissions in the US for carbon emissions from the each car being manufactured until their lifetime usage, it means that the carbon that they produce for the average usage by drivers is way smaller compared to the traditional automotive, the traditional car. So all of the car that they produce creates less harm to the environment, create less harm carbon-wise to global warming, but also they create better value to the job market, to the stock exchange, all the financial sectors. I want to introduce you also to another example. It's in waste management sector. We have in Indonesia Waste for Change. So Waste for Change is currently the up and coming startup on waste management, and their waste management sector have provided a lot of services on managing the materials, that they say recyclable materials, and rescue them from being shipped to landfill or even lost in the sea. So within 5 years of their operations, they have already uh, more than 4,000 people educated and also employed for their services in several cities. They have been exist in 12 different cities in Indonesia. they have also rescue and manage. So rescue means they pick up the waste, sort it, and manage it until it's recyclable, more than 5,000 tons. And while all this impact is created, they still manage to raise their valuations until Series A. So it means that their valuation right now is still small. It's still within 5 to 15 million US dollar, but it's big enough to change the game or to show the hope that sustainable startup can draw um, attentions and also can facilitate better innovation in waste management so that you don't have to clean the same problem, the same waste problem every year, but the changes that you make is exponential and sustainable. So why do we need to have a stronger startup ecosystem? So as I've mentioned before, I've made the case that startup is very disruptive, innovative, and also uh, have exponential growth. And with this exponential growth, they also grow their impact exponentially, and they have a potential business model where the impact and economic development can go hand in hand. But however, from this cycle, it's very hard to create a successful startup. I think anyone who has been working in startup or even started their own company will know that especially during the early stages, the success rate is less than 10%. There is what we call valley of death, where about 90% of the startup that was created die or stop operations under a year or two. So with that kind of startup financing cycles and lifetime that is very challenging to get into, and especially in sustainability and waste management issue industry, it's even more challenging with even variety of players as well as the unproven business model. It becomes very important to have a support organizations and ecosystem so that uh, the startup that provides good solutions, good impact can grow. Not only startup that provides monetary benefit, just like e-commerces, but actually they produce a lot of harm to the planet because of the logistic cost and also packaging cost. But we need to have an ecosystem that can support impactful startup. So this is a very challenging thing, and I'll let you experience the glimpse of it firsthand by having a short pitching simulation. So what I need from you guys is let's focus on creating a management startup solutions. I want all of you as an individual to divide yourself. Let me stop sharing first. So
So Jad, this is
yeah,
my input. Why don't we open with the introduction first? Let us know them. What's the background so we can know clearly the role of the pitching, or
okay,
is that okay?
go on. Yes.
Yeah, maybe before we start the pitching simulation, we are curious to know each other in here. Who are you? Where are you from? I know you've introduced yourself. Where are you from? But maybe your background also. Do you also join the Let's Do It in your country, or you have what do you do? What the work you are doing, or if you have any related with the startup or anything, you can also have a short introduction on that. Maybe in the screen, maybe Heiki first. Heiki?
Yeah, okay. I'm happy to go. Hi everyone, I'm Heikki. I am a startup entrepreneur. I actually a year ago I introduced an idea on Let's Do It World Conference and at the smartswap.com. And what we do is that we try to get resources that are basically gathering dust in your houses, garages, offices, workplaces, and so on. We try to get them back into the circulation and back into the use. The problem is that about 40% of the items uploaded to eBay and similar platforms, they go unsold, and about a third of the items the user can't put any price to. And we have been trying to solve it so that there is no price for item, and you can have an in-person swap, or you can use our logistics support, and the logistics support is the place where SmartSwap actually makes money. When we started a year ago, it was purely user-to-user or peer-to-peer platform, but it turned out very quickly that the businesses have the same problem. That, let's say, big corporations, they have a lot of items laying around, let's say telecom companies, and they have no team to get rid of the items. So the most convenient way is usually to pay to put it into waste. And now we have been, for last 8 months or so, we have been telling that don't put it into waste, give it to us, and we will find new reusers. And we even charge money for this from the big corporations. So we have found out new business model doing what we do. And while going through the valley of death, we actually have been making money. So I can't say that we are already through the valley of the death, but it has been pretty exciting and nice ride so far. And we plan to make it the first pan-European. And the next 6 to 12 months, it's mostly Nordics. But once we are pan-Europeans, and we will look around and try to get it even bigger.
Wow, fantastic business, Heikki. Reusables and secondhand usage of items do extend the life cycle, lifetime value of the item, and that's a fantastic idea. I hope this session is not too elementary for you, because we designed the sessions to cater more to especially people who doesn't really have extensive experience on startups.
It's not. It's been great so far, and from time to time, it's always good to remember why you are doing it and what you are actually trying to achieve. And then you also, get new factual data that someone else has done the research for you, and then telling you that, hey, listen, so here are some pretty good facts, use those. So thank you for that as well.
Fantastic. Andreas, do you want to have introduction for anyone else?
Yeah, thank you, Heikki, for the introduction. So now we know that we have the entrepreneur among us. Maybe the other, Ricky Marbun.
Hi, I'm Ricky. My background is finance. I was working in one of the startup in Indonesia for UMKM. My reason I'm joining with this session is basically I interested with the waste management. Even my graduate paper is for the socialpreneur, for how we are going to make the waste become a business, especially for tier 2, tier 3 people. So, but it was, I think, 10 years back. So the development is not as current. I mean, the technology was not there. I mean, the internet also not so good. So it's good for me to understand more how actually we can scale up the business, and then maybe how to get a fund, as Andreas already mentioned. So that's the particularly interests me, and how we do the pitching correctly. So maybe you could share me your knowledge and also your experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Ricky. Amazing. So now we have future partner now in here for Ricky. We have to keep in touch, okay? After this, we have to keep in touch so we can collaborate to make it bigger collaboration for Indonesia and maybe beyond. Thank you, Ricky. And then the other, Gurbachin, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello again. Here in Kyrgyzstan now is a day, like 3:45 and p.m. And So my program, the program that I lead in my country, is exactly that Jonathan is speaking about, is creating the environment where the young entrepreneurs can meet with prospective investors or the people who would like to invest to any idea. And of course, we are also help these startups or young entrepreneurs to be stronger, to be more sustained. We will help them to capacity build their skills and knowledge in general. And I'm sure that will help us to update and to make our program more interesting and I would say more digital because of due to this pandemic situation in the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Gurbachin. Thank you for the sharing. Also, are you part of the investor or it's more like a grant donors?
No, we have three types of funding. Like first one is a grant, second one is loans, third one is something like allowance without interests.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Is that only for Kazakhstan or beyond?
Kyrgyzstan. We are Kyrgyzstan, not Kazakhstan.
I'm sorry, Gurbachin.
It's okay. We're a
Kyrgyzstan.
border
Okay.
country. Yes.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
border. Yes.
Yeah.
We're covering all over Kyrgyzstan. Yes.
Oh, Kyrgyzstan. I wish you were in Indonesia so we can ask the help from you. Okay, thank you, Gulbarchin, for joining
you.
us in here. And then next, maybe anybody want to introduce yourself? Maya V? Yes, please.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, I'm from Indonesia. I'm
Yeah.
a small business owner.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of business?
I sell eco-friendly stuff, such as loofah, like bamboo toothbrush, and some upcycled goods. Yeah, like that.
Okay. Why are you interested to join this forum? Do you have any expectation?
Because I want to get more knowledge, more information about the difference between startup and small business. Like yeah, that. Yeah, and yeah, get knowledge, get information, make new friends.
Okay. Cool. Thank you, Maya. Maybe after this, you can also learn from Heiki, from the best practices there, and then you can develop your small business into the new startup. Thank you, Maya. And next, maybe Auntie. Auntie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Ante as the last one so that we have enough time.
So I'm from Indonesia as well. Now I'm a master student of environmental management. This is interesting for me to join in this forum because I just seeing how do we manage the waste itself among the academic perspective is it. So when I want to join in this forum, I will hope that I can get another perspective about how people can dealing with this problem, not only from the academic perspective, but also from another things like you said that startup, and also we have another person who joining in the small business. I think it's interesting for me to know and to get another experience from all of you here. And also I will doing my thesis on waste management as well. So I think it's really enriched my perspective for my thesis as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie, for sharing. Hopefully, it can help enrich your knowledge. Okay, back to Jonathan.
Yes, I'm sorry that we cannot allow all to introduce yourselves. I'm really sorry the time is just not enough unless the committee can give us another half an hour. Anyway, but let's make do with what we have. So for anyone who are still within the forum and can open the camera, I hope that everyone here can open the camera later on. I will divide you guys between entrepreneurs and also investor group. Can you all use reactions within your platform? If you can you give me a thumbs up reactions like this? I'll check first. Okay, Heike can, Pandu can, anyone else can. Okay, Anti can have the reactions. Ricky can, Maya can. Okay, anyone else's? Okay, Denisa, Unggul. Okay, is that all? Is that all the people who can use the reactions? Okay, I think because not everyone can use reactions, I'll have to rely on chat box then. Can everyone chat with the chat box? Oh, okay, Gurbachin can. Okay. Sorry. Can I, okay, let me repeat the prompt so to make sure that everyone hear the first time. Can everyone use reactions in Zoom? Yes? Okay. So here is the way I will divide the group. For those who wants to play the part of entrepreneurs, please use heart button now. And for those who want to play the investor, please use the clap button now within the reactions. Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, we have 3 investors. And who wants to be entrepreneurs? Okay, Andreas want to be entrepreneurs. Auntie, is that, do you want to become entrepreneurs or the investors?
I think it's challenging for me to be an entrepreneur. It's okay.
Okay, okay. Anyone else who wants to be an entrepreneurs? Because I see that so many people wants to be investors, but nobody want to take challenges on being the entrepreneurs. Yes. Okay. Gurbachins want to become entrepreneurs. So we have 2, 3 with Denisa. Anyone else?
Maya also maybe entrepreneurs.
Okay, Maya can be entrepreneur. So I have Gurbachin, Andreas, Denisa, Maya, and who else? One
Anti.
more person.
Anti.
Anti wants to be the entrepreneurs. Okay, and we have the
Investor.
investors. Before it was, I believe, Heike, Ingrid, and
Ricky.
Ricky. Was it not? Yes. Okay. Let me share my screen again, and this is your prompt.
All males are investors, females are entrepreneurs.
No. There's one female investor here, so.
there is Ingrid here.
I got lots of money.
Fantastic. Let's hope that the gender balances sort itself out. Okay, so the entrepreneurs, this is what I want you to have to make. I hope you can use I don't know, maybe Word or Google Slides or even just your phone to notes. So please make a startup pitch using this format. So the top paragraph is the format, and the bottom paragraph is my example. But use a real business case if you can, or business idea if you can, and you will have to pitch this short elevator pitch to the investors later on. So for example, you say it's my company, and then you say the name of company. Just think it on your feet. I think you can think something creative. Is developing what you do to help who is your audience, solve what problems they are facing right now. With underlying magic means the uniqueness or the method that you use to solve that problem. And then I charge my I charge money to my clients by how you get paid, and in the long run, we will what is the impact that you want to create. So to make it a little bit specific, please let's have the business idea along the waste management problem. It can be anything from, I don't know, biotechnology to IT to anything. You want to create a machine, just dream big and imagine the way that you can gain revenue for that while also producing impact. It doesn't matter if maybe at this point in time the technology is not too strong there yet, but let's dream big. but let's dream big while make it sound realistic. Okay, do anyone have questions on this part? Anyone, especially the entrepreneurs?
No, I guess. Kuliki, join us. You have to be the entrepreneur also. Okay.
Yeah, come. I imagine, and when I plan my sessions, the entrepreneurs will be way more than the investors. But apparently, yeah, entrepreneurship is challenging, I guess. This is for entrepreneurs, Alina. So if you are part of the entrepreneur group, you have to make this one. Is it clear? If it's clear, I will move forward with the investor groups. Okay, let me move forward with the investor group first. If anyone want to ask question, you can chat or you can unmute yourself and talk to me directly. Okay, so this is the investor. So you have to make your investment thesis as simple as create the fund name is launching type A or type B, and this is still a secret. You just have to pick randomly between type A or type B, and that will be your luck later on. Venture fund to invest in sector or types of companies. So for example, you want to focus on segregations at the source type of company within waste management industry, or you want to invest in data company within waste management, or you want to invest in hardware within waste management company. So what kind of company you want to invest in, and what are the uniqueness that you wanted within those company that you search for. One suggestion will be to make it a little bit more broad so that there are entrepreneurs can fit within your investment thesis. Because if you make it too specific and there are no entrepreneurs looking for can fulfill those kind of um, investment portfolio that you're targeting, it will be hard for you to make the deal. Okay, so for example, here I make Blue Venture is launching a type B venture fund to invest in organic waste treatment with special consideration for innovative biotechnology. Make it as simple or as broad as that. Would appreciate if you can go back to the, okay. Is this have you write this down? Entrepreneur investors, okay. Ingrid has. Let me, okay. Heike and Ricky, do you have it ready for this? Okay, okay. Let me scroll up again to the entrepreneur slide. Okay, I'll give you guys 2 minutes to think about what you want to do, or okay, let me be lenient. I'll give you guys 5 minutes to give you time to think about what you want to do, the name of the company, what you do, the audience, the problem you're solving, the uniqueness that you provide, how you get paid, and the impact you are creating. And for the investors, the kind of startup that you want to invest in, and whether you are type A or type B. Okay. On 1704, I'll ask the people who want to join the simulation pitching. Of course, this is way simplified than the actual process, but I think this will give a glimpse on what are the challenges faced by both investor and entrepreneurs on the ground. Okay. Does anyone have more questions? Okay. Do anyone has their pitch yet for the entrepreneurs, the 5 entrepreneurs that we have picked? Do anyone has their pitch yet?
I can start.
You can start. Fantastic. Yes. Okay. Do you want to share something, or you just verbally? Wait. Before that, before you start, let me give you a secret challenges, a secret notes. Wait, I need to stop sharing. Okay, I have stopped sharing. So let me send you a private chat now. So one of the entrepreneur is Gulbarchin. Okay. Okay, I have sent in your chat privately what is the ask or the money, how much money that you need to raise for your company. You can decide. Okay, sorry. For entrepreneurs, I'll repeat. For entrepreneurs, I have chat you the amount of money that you will raise. You have 5 options there to choose from and the consequences. So after you finish pitching your elevator pitch, say how much money are you raising, and then we will have a negotiation process with the investors. Okay. Okay. So I have sent it only to Gulbarchin. Who else become the entrepreneurs? Please remind me so I can send you the chat.
Okay.
Who else?
Okay.
Auntie Maya.
Auntie. Okay, Auntie, let me.
Denisa also.
Okay, let me send to Auntie. Let me send to. Was it Maya?
Yes, Maya also.
Okay.
And also Denisa.
Maya, Denisa. One more, I guess. Oh, it was
Kuliki.
you.
Yeah, it was me. Kuliki, do you want to join? No, okay, it was me. That's me.
Okay. Let's. Okay. Okay. So all the entrepreneurs has received their prompt. Please pick one specific number from the 5 options, how much you want to raise, and bear in mind the consequences of raising that much money. Okay. Okay. For the investor side, are you done with your investment thesis? Can you tell me which one of you pick type A investors?
Me.
Type A. Okay.
Yes.
Heike pick type A.
My problem was that I forgot what is type A, what is B.
Oh no, this is a surprise. So
That's a
you,
secret.
yeah.
Okay, so I'll be also type A. So I'm with Heikki. I know him. So we're
Okay. Can Ricky becomes type B then? So we have some diversity of investors. Otherwise, I'm afraid what will happen to the entrepreneurs. Okay. For type A, I'll chat you your prompt. Wait, I have to chat for Heikki. And also to Ingrid. Wait, let me. This is hard. I have to do it with one hand. Ingrid, I hope I don't miss chat. Heikki, Ingrid, and then type B for Mr.
Ricky. Yes.
Wait, this is still Ingrid. Okay, let me change to. Where is Ricky? Ricky. Okay. Do everyone has the correct prompt, type A and type B? Yep.
I have, you sent me a message that says both investor type A and investor type B. Can you just check?
Oh, okay. Great. So Ingrid, okay, you are type A, Ingrid. So just this is the correct prompt. I just have a typo there. Okay, so different time will have different limitation and different investment thesis that you are looking for. Okay, anyone from the entrepreneurs want to start? I think Gulbarchin want to start before.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
you can start. Pitch to
Can
all
you
three
please
investors.
share the screen with the task for the entrepreneurs?
Okay, sure. Let me wait. Let me change my tab first. Screen share. Okay. Does it show?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. So, the investors, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is Gulbarchin, and I'm CEO of the company which is titled Magic Box. And the main of our company is design and installation big box which is installed like a bottle for in the very crowded places and the backstage of the restaurant, because in our country tradition that there are many about 400 and 500 people take part in the wedding ceremonies, and after that ceremony there are a lot of garbage of the especially bottles we have. So the main goal of the startup is to gathering these bottles in this big magic box for, and how this box attract the people and make people to put the bottle in our magic bottle is the sounds for each person can drop the bottle in a magic bottle, and after that you will see the sounds which say, oh, thank you, you're very grateful to fill me with the bottle. So I think it will attract the people to make this think. And how we charge money, this is unique. Yeah, this is unique thing in our startup. How we charge money, we charge money from the companies who are from the factories who are receiving these bottles from us. It means that we will gathering these bottles from our points and deliver these bottles to the factories which are recycling it. Yeah. And due to our startup, so thanks to our startup, the citizens are happy because the city is clean, and the citizens are responsible for the cleaning, for the environment, and for the vesting. That's all.
Okay, fantastic. Give a wonderful applause for Gulbarchin. Fantastic. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, you can use real business product, Maya. Can I ask Heike, Ricky, and also Ingrid to just give your one-liner on investment thesis, just so we can get context. Um, who are you as an investor? And then you can ask as a panel of investor one question for Gurbarchin, and then we can negotiate.
Okay.
Okay, I'm Heikki. I'm from Green World Investments. We are very specialized fund of investing into impactful companies. We have actually we are pretty amazing because we have no limits on investments. That usually doesn't happen in real life, but in our case, we have billions and trillions. Just ask. But the problem is that we only invest into the companies that can make money at the end of the day. So the profitability first and the impact second. And my question to Gulbarchin is that why only to put those big magic boxes into restaurants and so special places? Shouldn't be kind of countrywide?
So your question is like why we install these magic boxes just near the restaurant?
Yeah.
Why you don't want to increase our businesses and do it countrywide, right?
Yes.
We are planning. Actually, we're just starting. Like we're startup. We are planning to do it. Yes, and we of course we are seeking for the investors, and we need money.
That I understood.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Ingrid, okay, sorry, I think I made a typo before in the prompt. So let me resend to Heike and Ingrid just to make sure that I get the correct the correct prompt. Sorry, everyone. This is hard. Okay, let me use my work time.
Just a comment, we have 15 minutes until the end of the session.
Yes, I think we can only entertain one company then, sorry. Yeah, go on.
So my turn, right? No, but I'm type A. So.
Oh yeah.
I just said type B. But anyways, I understood that the first one was for me. So hi, my name is Ingrid and I am from the Let's Do It World Investments. Investing fund. And what we are interested in is all sorts of new solutions because we want to greenwash our name clean. So what we are looking for, I have a question for Gulbarchin. So what happens afterwards to the bottles? Do you have an exit plan for it, or you just end up collecting the bottles and then dumping them on the landfill?
So your question is like, do we have a plan, further plan? So for the first year plan is just to increasing number of our magic bottles all over the country. And after that, we will think maybe we will create our own factory.
Okay, but what happens to the bottles once they are inside your box?
They reduce it for using as I know, the factory use it for example, for the other businesses. I'm not sure which one.
Let's
maybe it's like making a special carpets, outdoor carpets. Maybe.
It can be.
Yes.
Yeah. It sounds plausible.
But as I understood correct, you sell it further. So you sell.
Yes. We charge money for that. From that.
That's a good one.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Ricky, the last investors.
I hope I understand correctly of this game. Yeah. So as an investor B, hi. Yeah. Let me introduce myself. I'm a social investor Ventura that would like to invest in the socio-environmental business, and I heard you that you have the business model of making the magic box. This is in line with our idea that we would like to find a startup that having the idea to resolve kind of plastic bottle, something like that. So your idea is matching with our wants, our target. But we would like to hear about your journey and business model, and how do you reach it with your business model to the profitable manners? Because what I heard on your explanation before is kind of still fake after the collecting, and what did you do, and how do you get the the fee or the income generated from your business model? Because I want to understand, as you know, we are an investor B in the seed fund. We would like to see the economic profit at the beginning. So maybe you are not going to be profit in the first year, but we would like to, and we want to ensure the economic profit is there, and maybe we can talk about the scalability. So could you give me the explanation, please?
Yes, thank you so
can I
much,
just
Ricky
ask,
investor. So
can I
yes,
just ask
actually,
Gulbachin
yes.
that due to time constraint, we have less than 12 minutes, so maybe you can answer it shortly, and then we can
Yes,
wrap it up. Sorry, due to time
of
constraint, of course.
Yeah, of course, there is economic points in our startup. As I tell you, there is a chain, and there is a special business model where we just charge money for providing bottles, and the factory don't need they instead of like managing the car for gathering the bottles in the city, we provide these bottles, and the factors are happy to buy this bottle from us. So this is our business model.
Right. And finally, to close the investment rounds, how much are you raising?
We're raising about $50,000 annually.
$50,000 for your initial investment from the investors. Do
Yeah.
anyone are interested from our investors to invest in Hikey, or do you still want to negotiate uh, the price range? The valuations will be around 1 million USD, so it's for 5% of 5% of the
I think that I should negotiate with investors who are not interested only with money, but also with social issues. And Heike is not that investor that I would like to negotiate.
Thank you.
strong entrepreneur.
I'm absolutely happy. I'm absolutely happy because I have like 128 different questions that need to be answered first. I can even make a decision to invest. So
Yes.
Ha-
So we're
Good luck.
happy that we are not negotiated with. I'm happy
exactly.
to negotiate with Ingrid or Ricky.
No, but I'm after profit as well. So
We have profit.
no social concern.
We are a
You
profit
only
seeker.
social. So
Sorry.
Ricky is my
Sorry, but Ingrid was greenwashing.
Yeah.
So if you're an impact entrepreneur, you should turn around and run.
Yes.
around. Okay.
Okay, Ricky, do you want to take the initial value investment as it is, or do you still want to negotiate?
Actually, the business setup or the business case is not really clear. I don't want to deal with the company that not really clear on their self. We want to see the solid and also practicability, getting the fund or getting the revenue and also the scalability. So I will pass this one.
Okay, so Gulbarchin, unfortunately for this round, you haven't find the investor. I think you need to work on the business model more and then spread it to 100 more investors, because that's usually the case. You need to pitch like this, but to 120 or 140 investors before you get your initial capital. But thank you for all the participations. Give you guys a round of applause, because the time constraints, unfortunately, 1.5 hours is just not enough to simulate all the discussions and everything within the investment rounds. But so what I would like to share more is that to close the sessions, I think the time for question and answer will be very limited. But usually, entrepreneurs, when they raise money, they are raising money. There are several scenarios that they make where if they raise X number of money, they can survive for a certain numbers of months. If they raise Y number of money, they can advance their R&D and grow exponentially. But they don't want to raise too much money, where the investor can just then greenwash them, or replace them when they are no longer in line with their yeah, I guess this chat will be about Mike. Okay, no. Okay, they are when the founders no longer in line with the interest of the investor. So entrepreneurs walk this thin line between not raising enough money or not raising money at all, to raising too much money that they don't have decision over their own company. And for instance, investors like type, usually we have a lot more variety. Usually the challenges or the barrier is the stages of the company, the different industry of the company, and even usually the ticket size is too low or too big for certain investor. For example, the type A here, which is Heike and Ingrid, can only invest minimum 500,000, but as you can see, the amount that Gurbachin is rising is only 50,000. So how can they match? So these kind of challenges are usually in a very simple manner what is happening when we are talking about impact investing, and also investing in solutions that solve climate challenges or waste management problem. So I don't think we have unified answer or one correct answer to address all these challenges. But for now, we from Impact Team is working together with one of the more prominent sustainable ventures in Indonesia. It's called Greeneration Indonesia. And we are currently managing a program or entities called Venture Builder. So it's a Green Impact Venture Builder, where we help startups, founders, especially young startup founders, those who come with innovative solutions, those who come with technical backgrounds, to build their company, because building the company is very hard. We know that it's not easy to get incorporated, to manage your finances, to make the business model, not to mention to manage all the impact. So what we do is that we pull them all together and we create the methodology and help them to govern the startup until they can grow on their own, and then they can finish the program. So it's not like accelerator or incubator where there is only advices and mentorship, but also we actually provide them services like legal services, financial services for free of charge. But the only caveat is that we make money by investing in the startups that are joining us within the platform. So I hope this short exercise can show you how we create the platform to make more solutions in waste management problems, and also it can give you a little bit of insight on what happens usually within the financial fundraising process, what happens between the interactions with investors and entrepreneurs, and how we can reduce the risk for entrepreneurs as well as improve the conditions or the environment so that more people who are environmentally conscious can join the platform. So just 1 minute quick wrap up from me. Albert Einstein says that we cannot solve the problem that we are facing with the same thinking that we have when we created them. So the way to grow is exponentially. In the past, the way we solve problems for poverty, for employment, for job market is with a large factory, large industry. But today, those become the new challenges, and we have to grow beyond that. We have to create the economic means that can also create sustainable avenues for our selves and our kids. I see that not everyone as young as me, I guess. Sorry, bad joke. Okay, but we have to create these avenues for us and our kids to also enjoy the same rate of growth and also prosperity that we have. So I'll return it to Pandu and also the moderator of the sessions. Thank you. Still muted. Still muted.
Oh yeah, maybe you can show us the last page of the presentation about the impact team. So thank you very much for all who have actively involved in this session today, workshop. Really grateful, really glad to have you all in here, and you guys hopefully will find your expectation. We have shared knowledge in here. So, and then we expect that we can keep contact later on. You can contact us through email, info@impactteam.org, LinkedIn Impact Team Consultancy, or Instagram Impactsible. So please keep contact if you also want to fill the form, we have the form in the chat box, so we can contact you later on. Also, we still focusing on helping the startup entrepreneur impact in Indonesia, but hopefully this is online, we can also help anybody from abroad. So I think why not to help each other for the better world. So I think that's all from us, really. Thank you very much for Heiki, Gulbarchin, Ricky, Ingrid, Anti, Maya, and we have June Pauls also, and Kuliki for moderating the session. I give it back to Kuliki.
And I would also like to thank all